Hey, what is going on? This is Brian, and this is Super Board Sunday. And I'm going to be doing starting a little series here. So I've been, obviously, if you've been following the channel on Twitch or YouTube, or seen our photos on Instagram, you know that I am a huge fan of the game Rallyman GT. And I've done a couple live playthroughs, a couple of the solo variants, as well as some solo runs. But obviously, there's a lot more to Rallyman GT that I want to explore, and I'm going to start to explore some of the user-created tracks. Starting with one that I saw this morning that really caught my eye, and it's called Teardrop. I'll leave a link to it in the description of the YouTube, as well as the description of the BGG link. But essentially, what I want to do first, I'll come back to doing a solo race against other cars soon. But now I'm just going to do a quick time trial, show you how the track works, and then hopefully if you guys have the game, you can give it a try yourself. So what caught my eye about this is the way so I believe he used only, and I know he used only tiles from the base Kickstarter box. So some of the tiles, I believe it's these two, and obviously the bridge here, are in the Kickstarter box. So if you don't have that, you can't do it. However, there are ways to, you can make this course without the bridge, but you might be missing some of the other things. But again, look at the setup list in the BGG link. But what I liked about it was it used that, because I have not opened my expansion boxes yet, and I've been running through all the courses. And just the unlimited amount of content within the base box alone is pretty awesome. So that appealed to me. What also appealed to me, obviously, was the bridge. I needed a way to use this awesome bridge that came with the game. So here's the kind of 3D, or this 3D constructed bridge that you put together, and it can fit back in the box. What's cool about it is it has some lanes on it. What's even cooler about it, and I'll pull the regular car out and I'll explain these in a second, but what's cool about it is they have stoppers. So if your car's stopping on this part of the bridge, there's a little spacer that it'll allow it to stop there. So obviously you can stop there on the top part, and if you're on the bottom here, you're still good to go. So your car won't slip off the track, which is pretty awesome. And then one of the other reasons why I like this course is it has kind of a loop around effect. So we're doing the course like this. It's mirrored as you're looking at it, but as looking at it here, we're going to loop around over the bridge and then go clockwise around this track all the way to the end. So once we pass this part here at the bridge that we came off on, we're going to keep passing it until we go back under the bridge to finish. So that's kind of how this course works. And we're just going to do a solo run of it. I did one earlier today, and I have the Excel sheet over here that I use to track my solo runs. You can also find that on BGG. This one allows you, I have the one they let you print off here, but it only gives you 12 runs here, and it doesn't let you track focus tokens, which is what you do to take some points off. And B, this one gives you 20. This one gives you 20 turns worth of things. So the last one I did this morning of this track it took me 13 turns. I ended up with a bunch of focus tokens, which is awesome. And I ended up with a final lap time of 3 minutes and 17 seconds. I got some very lucky rolls here. I don't know if I'm going to be as lucky, but I'm going to try to play as I would. I'm not going to be going flat out on all of my turns. I'm just going to play as I normally would and hopefully either beat that time or try to get it better. Even more, I'm not going to look at the score anymore, so I'm not going to see, oh, I was able to end on 6th gear here. I'm going to try to now, but nope, I'm going to just do this, wipe it away, so we don't know what we did. A quick rundown of how a solo turn works. You're going to play the game as you normally do of Rallyman, and whatever gear you end on, in the case of this Excel doc, you can just mark an X on that, and this will automatically calculate your score over here, right here. So basically, every time you end in 6th gear, that adds 10 seconds, all the way down to if you crash, loss of control, 00, that adds 2 minutes to your time. Essentially, which I found out is if you crash in 00, you end your turn in 00. The next turn, you then move up to 0. So it basically adds another minute to your time, and then you can play again. So crashing in 00 in a solo mode adds 3 minutes to your time. So that it's a bummer, but it is what it is. It's the price you pay. And then collecting focus tokens along the way helps you by Get this off of there. Helps you shave seconds off your time. So for every focus token you have at the end of the game, that takes 1 second off your time. So in the last one, when I had 38 tokens unused, that took 38 seconds off the clock. So if you're collecting them and not using them, it's awesome. It's a good way to do it. So let's get right into it. I'll start off by saying you might see some things down here in this area that I have some extras. I'm going to be playing with my Slim Jim car. I found these online, little racing championship cars, and this guy's a little Slim Jim here. And it fits on the track perfectly. Yeah, I will try to find the box for it. I think I tossed it. But what's cool about it is it comes with a little stand, little stand. So if you're playing with a bunch of them, you know which one's which. So you just put yours right here. I'm playing as Mike Hope. Yeah, got his little autograph on the back. The 55 Slim Jim truck. It's number 30. Yeah, so we're gonna play it as normal. Again, we're going around the corner here, the turn here. It's a very fast track. There's only a few slowdowns. Coming out of the bridge here, you have a mandatory 2 exit here that you can't go around at. As far as I'm concerned, is there's only one way to go off of this bridge, and it's this turn here. So you have to be at 2 here. There's a mandatory. There's a 2-mile-per-hour speed limit here, 3-mile-per-hour here, or I'm sorry, 3rd gear. And then as far as the rest of it's 3, 5, 4, 4. So it's pretty fast. It's tough to maintain. It's tough to do less turns in such a high speed because you'll see once we get there. But once we're in 6th gear, we're most likely to be in 6th gear here for a few turns, just because you can't go faster than that. So you can't use that many dice. So we're going to start here as we normally do, and we're just gonna play it out. So this. Obviously, right here, there's a 3-mile entry here, 4-mile-per-hour, or 4th gear. I'm going to say mile-per-hour and gear interchangeably, but it is what it is. There's a entry here at a mandatory 3rd, or you can skip up here. The speed limit's 4th. So we're just going to go as we do. So we're in 0, obviously, right now. I'm going to go out and play some 1, 2. I'll just enter there at 3. I think this would be more of a concern if you were doing a multiple lap race, but we're just going to do 1 lap of this race. I will exit there in 3rd as well by coasting. I will coast again. Then I will just do 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. So I'm basically using all the dice except the brake dice, which are right here. I did go all out last time. I'm kind of scared to this time, but actually, let's see what we can do. We'll go off the block pretty hard. So as a reminder to myself, I'm gonna put this 6 here to know that if I do well, I will end in 6 here. But here's what happens: I'm gonna take all these dice and roll them, and actually did it. I only got one hazard dice here. The rest were good. So what happens now is I'm gonna take my car. He's gonna go around the track. He's gonna stop right here in 6th. Then I just take I go to the scoreboard over here. I ended in 6th, and I get 1 focus token for each dice that isn't red that I rolled. I get 3, 6, 8 focus tokens out of the gate. So put 8 right there, and I may as well grab them here. Can you see them? Where are they? Put my focus here. I know there's a bunch over here, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 8. All right. We have our 8 focus tokens. We're in 6 now. We marked it here on our track, or on our tracker here, and now we just play the game as usual. So we have a mandatory enter. If you're entering this lane, it's 3, or a max mile per hour of 4. So the best I can do is get down to 4. I'm actually going to come up here in 5th so I can enter this corner a little hot at 4 and not suffer this penalty. Because this penalty right here says if I entered at 4th, it would be I would get an automatic danger token. Or an automatic danger when I'm counting my tokens. So I'll just do 4, 5, 4. I might just coast out of there. Or do I want to use a break? It's going to be 4. Down here, I need to enter this by if I'm in this lane, it's a third gear here. So what do I want to do? Seems like I'm kind of wasting a turn if I don't try the 6. I'm gonna do this instead. I'm gonna continue in 6th. I'm gonna break down to 4. I'm gonna go coast, coast, and then try to rev it up a little bit. That way I'm in 5th here. It gives me a little bit extra time. I am gonna roll these one by one here. So I'm gonna do this one first at 6. That's my first hazard. I could pay these off if I wanted to. I'm not going to. All right, those are clean. Both are good. I'm going to continue here. Good. That one is a hazard, so I'm going to pay this one off. It'll give you an example of how you do that on the score tracker. So I'm going to end here in 5th. Clear these dice off. Let's go to the scoreboard over here. Over there. So I ended it in 5th here. And then in the focus, you used one focus token, so you will just do a -1. And this keeps track of them for you here. It's also a good way if you don't want to collect focus tokens. You can kind of look after this on the side and just say, okay, right now I have 7 to spend. But that's what I did. So I end in 5th here, and I use one focus token. So I start in 5th. So in 5th, I'm going to go, I might just do, you'll see how this looks. 4, coast, coast. Maybe I'll do this instead. I'll do 5, 4, coast, coast, go over to this lane, because I can cut in on this lane at 3. Actually, I'll just enter it as I do. I'll just do 4, coast, 3. I'll enter there at 2, and I'll just coast up here. Now I could stop on this turn here for 1, but if I end at 1, what's the added cost here? If I end at 1, it's 50 seconds, so it's a 10-second difference if I end this turn at 1 or 2. So I'm gonna just end at 2 instead, just to try to get the fastest time. I'll take this away. I'm gonna go from this bridge here. It's a good shot of the bridge for you here. So bottom of the bridge, I'm gonna go 5. Up on the top right here at 4. Coast down at 4. Then kind of gracefully exit this turn. 3rd gear, 2nd gear, and then coast out of there. So I'll be ending it in seconds, which is fine. And I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna see what I can do with an all out. And I did it. Perfect. So I only got one hazard here on the 4 die. So what we're gonna do is here in seconds, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tokens. So we'll go back to the scoreboard here. I ended in seconds, and I got 6 focus tokens. I'll grab those right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just to make sure I didn't lose track, I should have 13. Yep, 13 here, so we're good to go. Good to go there. So we're in seconds, and I might just gear down to 1. That way I can get that 1 dice out of the way. This mandatory, there's a turn here, and only at the curve, you can kind of see the highlight, but it's the speed limit this way, there is none. But if you were to take this turn in or out, it's 1, but we're not dealing with that right now. I'm going to take this turn at 1 because I want to just rev up and get the heck out of here. I'm going to do 2, 3, coast, coast. I have to stop there because there's a 3 mph here and a mandatory enter of 2 there. So I really can't use my 4 dice, can I? I kind of could if I wanted to. I could just end in 5th. I could go 4, 5. That way I'm saving myself 20 seconds on that time. Let's try that. So I'm going to come out of this turn at 1, and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just boom, boom, boom. Get out of there. And Do I want to go all out? It's risky here. It's risky. I'm not going to. Let's do 1. Good. 2 is good. 3 is a hazard. 4 is good. And then it wouldn't matter if that's a hazard or not, but we'll roll it anyway. Bam. It's a hazard. Doesn't matter. I only have 2. I should have explained to start that I am just doing the standard tires, which gives me the 3 strikes before I lose control. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm ending here in 5th. I didn't gain any focus tokens. I didn't use any, but we're going pretty fast, which is good. Clear this off. So now we have kind of a good situation here. So I'm going to break down to 3. So I'm going to go, I'm in 5th right now. I'm going to use 1 break dice. Go down to 3 here. I'm going to cut into this turn, just so I can skip a space instead of going over the around the turn here. Then I will do, maybe just coast out of there in the middle lane, and then just go 4, 5, 6. So here's what I was telling you about. So right now I'm gonna be in 6th here, and then there's no speed limit until a 5 here, and then there's no speed limit. So this is kind of, there's a variant on BGG called the red line variant, where you can use the break dice as redlining it, going past 6th gear. But I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to keep it to the normal rules now. But essentially, we have this line going on here. I'm in 5th, breaking down to 3rd, coasting to 4th. Got 5 and 6 here, and I'm going to go all out. I want to see what I can do. I know there's a break dice in there, but I didn't get 1 danger. So dice luck is on my side today. So it's just, I gotta replant it just so I remember what it was. So I broke down to 3rd, posted out to 4th. I want to make sure I have my spaces counted. Usually I would take a token and say, okay, I'm gonna end here, but I didn't do that this time. So I'm gonna end here in 6th in the middle. And I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 non-red dice. I get 6 focus tokens. Let's do that. We ended in 6th. Up here. I've already deemed this straight. Oh, I'll just say this right now. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tokens. I'll grab those. So I've deemed this straight as of right now, the 666 straight, because I believe last time I took this turn on this course, it was 6, 6, 6. So turn 5 ended in 6th gear. So I'm right here in 6th gear, just as a reference, put that there if you can see it. And I'm just going to continue. So just to get ahead, I'm going to go to 5, coast, and 6th, which is the best I can do to not end anywhere else. So I'm just going down really quick to 5 and then punching it up. So let's go all out. And if I do, I'm going to end here in 6. It's going to be bad if I don't, but nice. So there were no hazards, so I get 4 focus tokens. Let's take that off right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I gotta end here. Go back to this here. Ended in 6th, and I got 4 focus tokens. And you know what I'm gonna do now? Probably the same thing. So I'm gonna go. I guess I could have broke. I guess you can break down to 4 just to get an extra space. So I could break down to 4, then 5, coast to 6. It gives me an extra space here. But then, I don't know, I could. Because you don't have to use these break dice on turns. It does get me one more space ahead than usual. In the same breath, I could break down to 3. Let's try that. I'm going to try that and not go all out. I'm going to try to break down hard to 3, and go 4, 5, and coast to 6th. Like something got in the way, like right here, something got in the way. So I'm like, argh! But it does help me get farther ahead. I'm going to do this. I have 2 hazards already, so that's the reason why you wouldn't do that. So, unfortunately, oh man. Right now, I would have broken down in third. Or no, I wouldn't have. So I'll pay this fourth guy off. And I'll pay this fifth off with my focus tokens. So I'm not going to use these dice. I am going to end here in fifth, however, which does kind of, it hurts because I talked myself into a bad way. But I end in fifth here, and I used 3 focus tokens, so we move on. So there's it's an advantage, disadvantage. So I could have gotten more spaces by using these break dice, but because you're using break dice, they have more exclamation points on them. You have a better chance, of rolling some bad stuff. So I'm in fifth here, and we're just gonna keep going. So I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna go right to sixth. Coast again into fifth. I'm going to dip down to 4 there. I believe that's all I'm going to do at this point. So 6, I'm going to end it up in 4th. Is that what I should do? If I did 4 coast. No, I can't do that. Yeah, there's really no need to go to 4 or to go to 6 if I'm not going to really do it. So I'm going to end in 5th here. I'm going to roll these. I'm good to go. So I'm going to end 4 spaces away. So 1, 2, 4 there. In 5th. And I'm going to get 4 focus tokens. So we'll go back to the scoreboard. And again in 5th. And I got 4 focus tokens here. Grab them. And we're going to move on. So I'm in 5th here. If I enter this space right here in 5th, it's going to give me an automatic warning. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to coast here where it's perfectly fine to do so. Coast out of there. I'm just going to go 4, 5, 6. Although there's a 3 here. Maybe I'll do 5. Maybe I'll end in 4th instead. I'll end in 5th. So I'm going to coast down here at 5. Coast out at 5. Rev up to 6 real quick. And end at 5. I'm going to do these all at once. And I'm good. Only got one warning. So I get to move, it's 4 spaces that I rolled, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there. 5th again. I turned my 6-6-6 run to a 5-5-5 run. I'm snagging 4 focus tokens. Kind of bearing the lead here. My time is shown right here. I can't see it, and neither can you. So that's gonna be our surprise when we reach the end of it. Right now we grabbed 4 focus tokens. And we're going to continue. We are in 5th gear here. I'm just going to do 4, 3. I'll coast out of there. Seems, I guess, nice and easy. I could extend that a little bit, but I would still end in 3rd. So I'm just going to do that. Nice slow turn. I'll rev it back up after this and see what we got here. We're good. Only have 1 warning. 4 moves. 1, 2. I'll end in the middle here. In 3rd. I don't need to put these on the field, but I'm showing you just so you for visual aid. 3rd, and then over here, dropping down a 3rd. I grabbed 4 focus tokens for that. So this course, while I like it a lot, is a big chance to, no pun intended, focus on the focus tokens, because even though you're making some slow decisions right around these areas here, if you roll a lot of dice, you're gonna get a lot of focus tokens, which will then help you take time off your score, which is kind of the whole point of the game, is to get the fastest time for yourself. So we're in 3rd right now. This corner right here is actually no, we're not. I did the same thing last time. So as you're coming around this turn, when you guys build this track, you don't take this turn. At least not in the way that the track is originally said to be played. You're just going to be going all the way around here and then taking this turn in to go under the bridge to finish. The last time I plotted out a route to go up here, and I'm like, wait, I already came over the bridge. It'd just be an endless loop here. So we're going to be going straight this way. So this 1 mile per hour does not count for this straightaway. So we're good to go there. So I'm just going to rev it up. And actually it kind of pinches here. It goes from 3 lanes to 2 as you figure out what you want to do with these turns. I'm in third. Continue in 3. 4. 5. 6. So I'm going all out. I mean, I'm not going to go all out. I'm going to roll these one by one, even though I should just roll them. But I want to end here in 6th. Take some time off the clock here. There's 1 danger. Good. There's my 2nd danger. So I'm going to pay 1 focus token to skip this dice. So I'll still end in 6th. But I paid 1 focus token to do so. So we'll get that over here on the scoreboard. 6. And then we used 1 focus token to skip it. So we're good there. We're going around here right to the finish. We have a 2 second gear limit here. I'm in 6th. So what do I want to do? Let's see how the deceleration works here. So 5, 4. I'll have to use a break dice for cut in on this corner. 3, 2. I coast out of there? Yeah, I can coast out of there at 2. Coast 3. So you have a much better view than I do. I'm looking at the screen, it's nice. So it's gonna go to 5th. I'm in 6th right now. I'm gonna go out there for you. I'm in 6th, so I'm gonna go in the 5th, 4th, break down to 2, coast out of there at 2 by taking this opposite angle here, and then coast again at 2, and end here at 3. Now, could go all out. Should go all out. I'm gonna go all out. See what happens here. And we're good. I've had some lucky rolls this time, so only 2 hazards. We're solid. I'm gonna re-lay out what I was gonna do just to make sure I had it right. So I had a 5th here, 4th, broke down to 2 here, coasted out of there. I ended in 3rd. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 focus tokens, and I ended in 3rd. So we'll do this over here, 6 or 3rd, and I get 6 tokens. We're coming in hot on the end here. So I'm gonna do this here, and I'll give you a little tip too for those that have the Kickstarter and want an easy way to explain the bridge, because. And this is what I found out. Let me just put my 3rd marker token out there in 3rd. So the bridge, it might look like it has 2 lanes, but it does have 3 lanes. So what I've done in my solo, and how I'll explain people in multiplayer, is when you're plotting your dice, and this is just an example, forget about how the dice are placed, you can just go 1, where you're going under the bridge, just go 1, 2, 3. Because there's 3 spaces there, so you'll know that if you for some reason crash here, it's the space under the bridge. Just a little tip. You can also remove the bridge if you wanted to. It's still 3 spaces. So, easy way to explain it. I'm going to keep the bridge there for effect because it's friggin' cool. So I have 3 here. I'm going to coast out of there. And then I'm just going to go 4. Maybe not. I want to go, maybe go down to 2. I can then go 3, 4, coast, and I can end in 6th if all of these play out right. Where's the 6th one? It's right here. So here's what I'm doing. I'm in 3rd here. I'm gonna slow down to 2 for a second, then just punch it. So I have 3rd, 4th, coasting in 4th, 5th, and 6th. I know we've been going kind of risky this whole time, but I want to finish the race in a good fashion, so I'm gonna roll these one by one. So that one's good. The 3rd is good. 4th is good. Good. We're good. And even if I roll these 2, I would be fine, but I'll roll them anyway. Good. Solid. So I'm across the finish line in 6th gear, and I didn't get any focus tokens. I didn't spend any, so we're gonna go to the turn 13. So it took me 13 turns. I forget how many turns it took me last time. Maybe the same, but we have 6th gear, and I didn't use any, or I didn't spend, and I didn't get any. So there we go. So my final time, drum roll please, is 3:08. So I had a track time of 3 minutes 45 seconds, and then I saved 37 focus tokens, which dropped my time down to 3:08, which I forget what my time was last time. 3:17, nice. So I basically, if I could have used 9 focus tokens somewhere and would have been fine. So I ended up beating my time, even though I felt like I was playing a little bit more safe. And this row right here of 5s around this area here were kind of got in the way of my 6th gear win. So I could have been faster, actually. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so you can see right here is I may have actually played it safer in the last one, but regardless, I've improved my time on this course by 9 seconds, which is very satisfying because I'm used to the opposite. I'm used to doing terrible at these courses. So I'll put the link to this course in the description below. There's also a photo. It's a photo of the course with overlaid tiles, with overlaid numbers, so you can set it up for yourself. I really like it. It's a cool way to show off the bridge, which is obviously a big draw for those that got the Kickstarter. And it's just a neat course. It has I like the Y junctions, some good decisions. The super fast straightaway here that just kind of keeps going. Like you can just keep it going here, and then just some tough decisions to make, whether you want to really roll all of them or kind of just keep your speed going and kind of conserve those focus tokens. So again, this is called the Teardrop course on Board Game Geek, and I will be doing more of these playthroughs of your user courses. So if you have a course that you made for this game and you want it featured here, send it over to us on our Instagram at Superboard Sunday. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and happy racing.